Hey everyone, I'm so happy to show you guys my newest preset pack, the Echo Collection. It's been a while, I think around 7 years since I released my last set, and yeah, a lot of things changed, certainly also in my style, while still being fairly warm and contrasty. It's certainly a bit cleaner than last time, and yeah, I also changed my system, of course. So back then it used to be the Mark IV. Now I'm using the Canon R system, so that's also a reason why, yeah, the colors and tones changed a bit, but I think just for the better. So the entire set has 9 presets, 6 of being color and 3 black and whites, and then you've got some additional AI tools to kind of, yeah, still change a bit more about your images. We'll go through every preset now, and I'm just going to show you how I use them, how I work with them. So whenever you have an image, the first thing that I do is I crop first, right? So I get the crop right, and after that I'll start to edit. And we can just quickly go through everything first. So the base preset is literally what I'm using in the majority of the time, which will also be the most useful in all of lighting situations. So it's optimized for everything like soft light, harsh light, warm light, cold light, and then you can just modify it. So in this case, as you can see, with one click, yeah, it changed everything about the image already. The covered version is a more contrasty version, so I would not use it in this case because this is already a pretty contrasty situation. Etheria gives you a more coolish look, so you should see some cooler highlights and just an overall still cooler look while still being fairly warm. Film gives you the classic yeah, filmy look with lifted shadows and a bit of crushed highlights. Kindle is fairly clean, so I guess the more the best preset for the current trend of being more bright and airy and fairly clean and modern, minimalistic. Ochre is a very reddish tone, which I also would not use in this case because it's a fairly warm reddish room, so we can use it outside a bit more. And the black and whites, Reverie is my go-to. It's very balanced in terms of lights and shadows. Noctis is very contrasty, very harsh, so also not ideal in this case. And Eris will be a bit more soft, as you can see. So yeah, that's a quick summary of the preset. Let's just go outside real quick to another shot. So evening light, let's just bump up the exposure a bit. And in this case, you can surely use covered because you've got softer light, and then covered will, as you can see, give you a bit more contrast and a bit more colors towards the base version. That's a one-click covered edit. Etheria will make it a bit cooler, as you can see, right? A bit cooler. You might want to maybe warm up a bit more, maybe add more contrast in this case. Yeah, an overall more a bluish, cooler look. Film will give you a lovely film static, which works quite well in this case. Kindle, as we discussed earlier, is more cleaner, and ochre in this case would work because you've got a fairly green setting, so you can use ochre and then maybe just bounce back your white balance to give you again a different look. And in this case, all black and white should work, right? So if you want to go soft, contrasty, or just fairly balanced, all of them should be fine. Let's take this one. The base version again should work out of the box already. Covered in this case, you don't need more contrast. Etheria, as you can see, gives you again a different coolish look. Film works quite nice in this case as well. Certainly a different look as well. Kindle, the more classic look. Ochre would work quite well in this case as well because you've got a greenhouse. Maybe you want to go back a bit with the white balance to just yeah, find a nice way in between of being not too warm. And yeah, black and whites should also be fine in this case. Maybe Noctis a bit too harsh on the skin. So Eris and Reverie should be fine to give you some nice and clean tones. Let's show some different examples. Okay, so in this case, I would not use Covet or Ochre because it's already too contrasty and like fairly reddish. So maybe Kindle for the clean look, which looks quite nice already. Base should work. Ethereal as well. More coolish in skin tones for sure, as you can see. And film will give you that classic filmy look. As far as black and whites goes, Eris and Reverie would be my go-tos here, because Noctis would be too harsh. And let's just go to this one. So Ceremony Exit, you've got like an overcast day. So now I would certainly go for Covet over the base one, to give you a bit more contrast. Maybe bump up the white balance. You might want to just like add a bit more warmth to it. That's my style. So Etheria again will make it a bit colder, more coolish look. I think in this case Kindle might work quite well, like super clean look, right? Film, again classic film look, and Ochre should also like work fairly well because we've got fairly soft looking light. Nothing too crazy, and I think Ochre would like even be like the one that I would pick in this case. Beautiful. Eris as the black and white added, maybe too soft in this case, so you can go for Noctis because again, a fairly soft situation. Of course, you can like balance the blacks and the shadows, but probably Reverie will be your go-to one in this case. Yes, one click. That's perfect. And let's just go to the last setting. Okay, so in this case, again, like a fairly contrasty situation, so I would not go with Covet or Noctis in this case. Let's just try the base first. Works quite well. Maybe just like get the highlights down a bit more to just like get more details in the dress. And if you have like a green setting, as we had seen in the greenhouse, you can totally go for Ochre, right? So Ochre in this case should be pretty nice. Let me just like zoom in real quick. Let's go Ochre. Just to give like a bit more like nicer and cleaner skin tones and like a bit more like warmth on the trees in the background. Kindle, again, different clean look, but also great if you like love that aesthetic. Film works also great. Etheria for the coolish look. And as far as black and white goes, I would definitely might go with Eris in this case because this is like so contrasty, and then just like bounce back the exposure a bit and maybe contrast a bit up again. And Reverie also works, so that also works. Highlights a bit more down. And yeah, that's awesome. There's like other things that you can use. There's like AI tools to just like retouch like skin. It's going to take a while. And then you've got a fairly soft, like softer skin and a little like iris retouch to make the iris a bit brighter. It's like fairly subtle, but works quite great. Let's just go back here. You also have a preset to cool down the environment. As you can see, like their skin tones will remain the same, but everything around them like will be a bit cooler. And if you like to cool down both of them, you can of course like cool down the subject as well, or vice versa. We don't have a sky in this case, but we'll check another one. You can also like make them pop a bit more, or you can like warm up everything in the back as well. And you've got a bright and airy look in general. Like in this case, I would probably like go with the subject pop to balance it out, and probably just go down with the contrast a bit in this case. Close the masks, and then just like find a nice balance of the preset in general and the mask that you're using. Maybe just go down with the warmth. Okay, so certainly like bright and airy, very contrasty, or you can also go moody, but I think I prefer bright and airy in this case. So the sky safe will be more useful in this cases, where you can just like click it and it's gonna like bring back the sky a bit depending on how much you want it. You can of course like modify it. Let's just get the preset on here. Close it, so white balance up. And then you can modify the sky on its own, of course, as well. There you go. however you like it, right? And that's the entire set. That's what I've been using for the past 1.5 years now. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any questions, you can always message me. But for now, I hope you enjoy the entire set. There's also going to be a mobile version coming with the pack. So if you want to edit on your phone, you can check that out as well. But for now, this is the Echo collection.